It is something that is now worth considering.
I think every human being has the right to be their own person.
She shouldn't come to our country and come and make rules for us.
We are in a rule of law, a country governed by laws.
Vice President of America walking in this country telling us to pass this bill because she wants to fight for human rights. She should fight it for her country.
No, like a big no shouldn't be passed.
I mean, passing a law in that regard is not out of place.
Then they should also go and pass polygamy in their country.
God created us to have intimacy with the opposite sex. My name is Wesley. So my tip on it is that let's say it's been passed in Ghana. How are we all going to feel? Even concerning our rules and regulations in Ghana, there are so many troubles we are facing in the country. I'm not saying it should be passed. Yeah, I don't actually want it to be passed because it will create so many tension on us. Even let's say it's not even in Ghana yet, but look at the tension people are going through. And let's take the godly aspect. God is not even right with it. God created us to have intimacy with the opposite sex, not directly with our own sex. So concerning a male to male having intimacy and a female to female having intimacy, it sounds so weird, and it is immoral to do that. So please, I think it shouldn't be passed. It shouldn't pass. She shouldn't come to our country and come and make rules for us. We have presidents, we have MPs, we have VCs. We shouldn't allow someone from a different country to come and set rules and regulations for us, please.
About the LGBTQ++, or even let's say lesbianism, what do you think about it?
For me, I think it's a no issue. I think it shouldn't be entertained. Shouldn't be entertained due to the generation of the issue we need, because having two sets come together is not going to produce any baby and all that. Since we need leaders and all that, I'm sure it's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work. I just want to ask you your view about the LGBTQ+. What's your take?
No, like a big no shouldn't be passed, because we are Christians and it's in the Bible that man and a woman should marry. It doesn't even make sense that a man and a man will get married, or a woman and a woman. And there's this thing that is called transgender. It doesn't even make sense. You were created a woman, then you decide that so for some reason you were supposed to be born as a male, and now you've been born a female, so you want to change. No, it shouldn't be passed. It's I think it's confusion and mental issues. People have mental issues and people are not confident in themselves. That's why they want to divert. But in a Christian, for me, I'm a Christian, so I believe in my Bible, and in the Christian way, it's supposed to be a man and a woman. It's not supposed to be a man and a man, a woman and a woman, or someone thinking that I'm supposed to be a female and I've been born a male. So yes, that is a no for me. It's a no for me.
First of all, I think that it is something that is now worth considering, in the sense that yes, they claim it is the right of people to decide on whatever they want to do. That is fine, but then why do we have laws? Our laws in the country is here to what? Guide us from not doing what we think is right. Because then if I think that it's right for me to slap you, then can I just do it? If I feel that it is my right for me to steal from this person, can I just do it? I cannot just do that. But then laws are meant to guide us so that we don't do what we think is right in our own sight. You understand what I'm saying? So if someone feels that he wants to sleep with a man and that is his right and he needs that bill to be passed, then I also want to steal from you. So then Parliament, let me also take it to Parliament for them to consider it, and then pass it as my right. Is that not what we are trying to portray when we want to consider things like this? When things like this don't make sense, we don't take it to important places like Parliament. And so there's Vice President of America walking in this country telling us to pass this bill because she wants to fight for human rights. She should fight it for her country. You get it? We as a people, we want we want to love our women, then they should also go and pass polygamy in their country. Do you know they don't also like polygamy? They should also go and pass polygamy in their country. Once they're able to do that, then we can also consider this.
I think every human being has the right to be their own person. And I know that our norms and traditions here in Africa makes it really hard for us to accept the LGBTQ. But I personally think that everybody has a right. It's not good for us to oppress ourselves because we're always fighting for freedom. Everybody wants their freedom. We have lots of rights as human beings. I don't know why it's hard for us to accept the LGBTQ, but I personally think that the way the hate, the homophobia, and the oppression that they get here in Africa is not really fair. And I think it's their right to be themselves. Everybody should be themselves. If what they're doing is not hurting anyone, it's not hurting you as a person.
We're talking about them having their rights and freedom. But then don't you think that as Africans, we putting religion aside, but definitely we have this kind of morals that we believe in. So don't you think it would lead to stigmatization and stereotyping and all other stuff?
There's already stigma on it. There's already stigma on it. And they are there. They have been there for a very, very long time. It's just now that they're coming out. They have always been there. I don't think it's going to affect us adversely. Nobody is perfect, per se. And the reasons why we think these things are wrong are kind of hypocritical. Yes, people think it's an extraordinary sin when we come to religion, and then everybody just has their own thing. But I think we can come to terms. We can come to a certain point that.
Do you think the LGBTQ plus should be passed to be a law?
Well, we first of all, we are in a rule of law, a country governed by laws, and a country that doesn't have laws will be in a state of anarchy. So, yes, it's in the right direction. We need to have all this within a certain legal framework, so that we know what is to be done, what is not to be done, is to safeguard our own, society or country as a whole. So, passing a law in that regard is not out of place. It's the appropriate thing to do. Is to protect our future. Is to guide how things ought to be done.
Okay, so it's an appropriate thing to guide how things to be done. People are talking about human rights. So what's your take about human rights on this particular issue, LGBTQ+?
Yes, human rights. To what extent can we stretch it? They have their point of view. They are entitled to their point of view. So it's not out of place for them to express. That position. It's their position. They have the right to express it. I'm not a legal luminary. I don't have the command over the law, and so I can't speak on authority when it comes to legal issues. So as to whether it's, I can't really speak to that. Yes, but whatever it is, all I can say is they have the right to express, their sentiments and their viewpoints and what have you. That is how I feel.
Which people have the right? Is it the citizens who want to practice it, or the governments who have the right to pass those?
Well, so like I'm saying, we are living in a rule of law, and both citizens and governments, if I may say, have their respective roles and responsibilities. They have their rights and what is not right. So I just leave this to the legal experts to determine whether it's in their place or not in their place. Is their right, not their right. I'm not a legal person, so let the lawyers do their thing, and that's it. Yes.
So my final question: assuming it's been passed, in your point of view, what is your opinion? What do you think would be the effect or the impact on the country and the citizens as well, morally or in any point?
Well, I would say that first of all, the law, all laws are meant to guide how things are to be done within, specific jurisdictions, by who or by who. Yes. So when it is passed, well, first of all, this is before Parliament. Parliament is a representative of the people, and they are experts when it comes to deliberating and passing laws. So I'm sure they'll look at all the various angles and all the petitions that have come before them, and all this will inform their final decision and the law that will be passed. So I'm sure it will be all encompassing, and it will be I'm sure in the end it would go to the good of everyone. Yes, I'm sure. I mean, they are the experts, and whatever they come up with will be for the good of all.